So we talked about it time and time again about low inventory and about all the challenges and difficulties that creates for potential home buyers. So today we're going to talk about ways that maybe you can take advantage of this tough housing market right now with low inventory. So the first one, be prepared. So in a low inventory market, properties get sold really quickly. So you've got to have everything prepared, especially on the financing side. What that may entail is you've got to go a few steps further in the pre-approval process and maybe have an underwriter review your file, give you a formal approval, which will take out all the uncertainty for your approval and offer you a more competitive offer in terms of contingencies and close dates. That may make a big advantage. So the other thing is you want to expand your search area, and we know that inventory is really tough, but there is a compromise and there is some flexibility elements to it. So in some cases, you may have to expand your search area. It may not be in the perfect neighborhood that you wanted today, but there may be some flexibility that you've got to consider from your search just because there's so few homes available. So as a home buyer, you definitely want to find the right real estate professional. But one thing is really important is that real estate professional needs to know the market really well. In some cases, you may need to think about having more than just one real estate professional to guide you if you're looking at multiple markets. And having somebody really in tune with the local market is super important, but it is a challenge for all real estate professionals to understand all the different markets within the Bay Area. And having a local real estate professional in the market can be super important because they may know a property is coming to the market before they're on MLS. The other thing to consider too is off-market properties. So, there are a lot of instances where there's homeowners that maybe had their house listed before or have an intent to sell their property, but it may not be on the market for various reasons. And again, having the right real estate professional can help you locate and identify those off-market properties because once they go on the market, it becomes a lot more competitive. So the other thing, again, we talked a little bit about being flexible on the areas. The other thing you may want to be flexible on is the condition of the property. So in some cases, you may want to consider a fixer-upper. So I'm not saying sacrifice your dream home for something that needs a lot of renovation, but what I'm saying is you may have to be flexible in a lot of cases and even compromise to find your perfect house, and condition may be one of them. And remember, the condition can always be improved. Other factors such as location, school districts, things like that cannot be improved. So the other important thing too is to be decisive but be patient. And I know for a lot of you, it's been really difficult because you've been patient and the search has been going on in months and months. But it's important to be ready to act quickly when you find that perfect property. But don't rush into a property unless it's one you truly believe is the right one. But if you do feel like it's the best fit for your family, you do want to be aggressive and you want to be assertive and you want to take advantage as quickly as you can because, again, there's going to be fewer properties available. The other thing is to utilize technology, and everybody looks for homes online, and we're all really well connected with technology these days, especially in the Bay Area. But make sure you're utilizing all of your online alerts and tools and ability to research properties. One thing that's also super important is to have a local IDX feed in any of the properties that you're receiving. So other larger feeds such as Zillow or Realtor.com, they may exclude some properties and they may not be in real time if they don't have that local singular IDX feed for all the property data in the market that you're looking in. Okay, here's another one. And typically, we do suggest writing personal letters, but let's keep in mind too that right now that is slightly frowned upon, and it's not something that's recommended in most cases. And even in some states such as Oregon, it's completely illegal to do anything like that. But what I would suggest is connecting with a potential seller is super important. And we are well connected on social media, so it doesn't hurt for you to connect with that potential seller online using all the other social networks. And again, if they can find out more about you, that certainly couldn't hurt. It'll give them some insight as to really what is important to you and your family and some of the background, which again, personalizing your offer in any way you can is going to help you in the long run. The other thing is being flexible on the loan terms and your contingencies. You may have to be flexible on the closing date. You may have to offer a rent back in some cases. You may have to do a quick close or a long close. Keep that in mind too, but just make sure you're well positioned to be flexible, to write an offer and to present an offer in a way that's going to be the most accommodating to the seller. And the last one, it goes without saying, but keep an eye on the market, stay informed. Inventories can change. We do expect things to change a little bit over the second half of the year. So do keep an eye on the market. Don't get discouraged. Be patient. I know it's been difficult for a lot.